like avocado. Avocado or mango?
Mango.
Mango? They have mango plantation here. Ang laki, guys.
Ayun o, may bunga to, no?
Saan?
Ayan.
Ah, oo nga. May bunga daw to. Grabe no, ang lawak-lawak. Abundance. Puno kaya ito, guys? Anong puno kaya ito? Parang duhat. Pero iba din.
Ano nga pa daw yun, di ba? Parang yung mga magandang ganun talaga galing sa Vietnam. Tapos kaya
He collected that apple and he ate it. And then he said, yummy, yummy. After he went home, he told his mom, Mom, today I had the best apple in the world. Like it was so delicious. Tomorrow I'm gonna take you, we're gonna take 2 more. She told him, where did you get that apple from? He told her, you know, go to the left, right, climb up, get down, where you have the spring. There's an apple tree. And it was really delicious, Mom. She told him, but that's not your garden. How dare you do that? So she told him, if you have worn a hat, you wouldn't have managed to look up and see that apple.
Di ko kahibaw, guys. Unsa ni nga tanong? Wheat or bulgur? In Israel, we can see plenty of produce plantations. It's green everywhere. Mais. Mais.
Kasi ka na yellow corn.
Look at how the way they water their plants. It's automatic. Automatic na.
Marami ka ito tubo lang mais. Yellow corn siguro.
Wa mo. So heading to Nazareth.
So we're gonna be climbing the mountain. And for those of you who still need the restrooms, you can see there are lots of trees.
Yes.
So we are going to get to the mountain in a moment. I would like to give you some logistics. Definitely, this is Mount Tabor, Mount of Transfiguration. And here we're having 2 names because, well, Mount of Transfiguration, the name that we have from the New Testament, and Mount Tabor is the name that we have from the Old Testament. Look at the cows to the left. Do you know the difference between the white cow and the brown cow?
No.
No?
The color is different.
So the white cow will give you milk. The brown one will give you cappuccino. So, and the black one, the event of the Transfiguration. Remember, we've been to the Gethsemane. I'm going to do some comparison between the Gethsemane and this place, and we did that comparison when we went to the Gethsemane, but I will be repeating this partially. We're going to talk about the history of the place and what happened, why it's called also Mount Tabor, what happened here in this place. We're going to be discussing all of these things, part of the Old Testament, where maybe Joseph will be the one who will be explaining to you. Joseph, he's sleeping. All right, no, wait, I will come wake him up.
He has salt water in his eyes.
Huh?
He has salt water in his eyes.
So from below the foot of the hill, we were divided into groups by 12 or 10 so that we will be in one van because the bus couldn't climb into the Mount Tabor, couldn't climb on top.
Stay nga kami doon ng 1 week.
Tayo gabi tayo sa gabi ata tayo.
At Mount. So from big bus, big coach, we transferred to a smaller van by 12, and it took like 10 minutes up here with sharp curves. So this is the church, Mount Tabor. Most churches here are run by the Franciscan congregation.
Good brother as well. Nelson.
Like she was standing here, I could hardly even see her from the fog.
Yeah, that's fog. It's like Dracula's
Yeah. Wow, it was really great moment. Yes, really great moment. Very typical for an event of Transfiguration. So we are talking about a very important place. Before we start reading from the scripture, what we have here, we have a site, Mount of Transfiguration, Mount Tabor, and we've got 3 different phases, let's say. I'm gonna start with the, let's say, least important, and then I will proceed to the most important. So what we have here, we have the place where mainly it is mentioned in the Bible, in the book of Judges, chapter 4 and chapter 5, this mountain where we are now, as Mount Tabor, and from here we have the name. And this is the place where we had the battle that took place between 2 people against 1 person, let's say. We're talking about Barak and Deborah. So Barak was the military leader in the time of the judges. Deborah, she was a prophetess, and she was also she was the spiritual leader definitely at that time. And they were the ones who had the battle against the Canaanites. And here we are talking about the battle that took place against King Jabin of Hatzor. Hatzor is a place that we have in the north of the country, in the area of the Galilee. And we are more or less right now in the area of the Galilee. We're like so close to the Galilee right now. And Nazareth is not far from us. So Nazareth is the capital of the lower Galilee. But when we do talk about before David or after David, what do you think? Before. How many years before David? How many years before David?
Not many.
40 years.
So this cherry is a teacher, theology teacher. So she knows some answers quite well. And what she's telling you is right. We're talking about almost 100 years from the time of Judges. And when you talk about the time of the Judges, who was the first judge? It's a German word. And it means an artificial, no, it's not artificial, it's an elevated anticline in between two synclines. So that's exactly how you can describe it. So you have some pressure from the crust of the earth that moved this part and made it separate from the mountains of the Galilee, where we have the city of Nazareth, for example. So it was a mountain that was shifted and elevated. That's the way you can think about it. And it's not really a high mountain. Now the Bible says it's a high mountain. But if you look at numbers, we're not talking about a really extremely high mountain. We climbed the mountain in the bus, and then you had to get these cars say, oh wow, that's so high. Yes, it's high, but not that very high, what we're talking about. And that mountain, how high is it? Just give me a number. How many meters above sea level?
So the main purpose of this journey to Mount Tabor is to see the place where the transfiguration of Jesus took place. When we reached on top of this mountain, we found out that it's a flattened one. There are buildings, and one of the churches we entered into is the place where exactly was the place for the transfiguration of Jesus. The transfiguration of Jesus is an event described in the New Testament where Jesus is transfigured and becomes radiant in glory upon a mountain. It's according to the Gospel Matthew 17, 1-8. In the Gospel accounts, Jesus and 3 of his disciples, Peter, James, and John, go to a mountain called Mount of Transfiguration to pray. On the mountaintop, Jesus begins to shine with bright rays of light. Then the Old Testament figures Moses and Elijah appear, and he speaks with them. Both figures had eschatological roles. They symbolize the law and the prophets, respectively. Jesus is then called Son by the voice of God the Father, as in the baptism of Jesus. Luke is also specific in describing Jesus in a state of glory, with Luke 9:32 referring to they saw his glory. When Jesus and the 3 apostles are walking down the mountain, Jesus tells them to not tell anyone the things they had seen until the Son of Man has risen from the dead. This is the observation point. Nice. From view from Mount Tabor.
Bye. So what happens, you guide, and then in the last day, I mean that by the end of the tour at like 7, 8 p.m., instead of telling you thank you, they just give me a middle finger. So, like that? No. God is good. El is God. Israel is God planted. God planted. Yes, so this is the Jezreel Valley God planted, and this is mainly the main basket of the state of Israel. We have lots of food, vegetation in this valley. It's very green, and it's a big, don't worry, I'm just playing. So it's a big valley that we have here, and this valley is really huge. It starts with Mount Carmel, which is towards that side, that's the west, and then it continues all the way more or less to the boundaries of the Sea of Galilee even. So it's a really huge valley. It goes around the city of Nazareth from the 3 sides even. And that's mainly what we have. Now when we talk about this place, Jezreel Valley was always the site of so many battles, so many armies. They prefer to camp.
van. We're 10 people, I think, and we're going downhill.
Hindi makita ng bundok.
Paragliding? I can never do that. It's too frightening.
You want to make it?
No way. No, thank you. No,
Paragliding.
don't want it. Thank you.
Kasi talaga mga paghagi, as in labas mo magpapika, diba? Tapos sabi nila ganyan nila ng
The Annunciation
Nazareth.
now. That's right, but today we don't use the term Nazarene.